The hardest lessons that you have to learn in the dating scene. Another one, the way you're being treated is way more important than how much you love someone. There are some people who seem amazing on paper, but since you aren't attracted to them, either looks or personality, it's never going to work. Other people will also think this about you. You can be the sweetest peach on earth, but some people just don't like peaches. They like cucumbers, I guess. Too, is that a hint at something? I think these are great, but I would modify #5 to say that few people will truly like you enough to pursue a committed relationship. Yes, lots of people like people enough to date them or have sex with them for a short period of time, which is why it's best to be clear about our intentions as soon as we feel like we know what we want from the person we started getting closer to. Saves time and unnecessary disappointments. What if you don't know what you want? I'm not sure I'm ready to meet my future wife yet, but I've grown to really like someone after I said we can take it easy for a while. That's the possibility I tried to include with as soon as. Doesn't have to be immediately. We live in the age of short attention spans, lots of options, and unrealistic expectations set by social media. A lot of people are just looking for the next best person, and this is why I left my girlfriend. She wanted an open relationship to pursue a guy who rejected her in the end. Some always want to get together with the best person in their eyes. How old was she / your GF? If you are getting single line message responses and have to initiate every conversation, there is nothing there for you. Just move on. Yup. Now I no longer save their phone numbers and always delete conversations right after. I'm big on deleting the convos and their numbers. I don't even save their numbers unless I have a good sense of interest on their end. I cannot agree with this more. I will add another, based on my life experience. 6. Don't try and force something. If it is going to work, let it develop naturally. I came out of something that I was chasing for years trying to make it work. It was horrible and was impacting my life more than I could realize. I stopped looking and stumbled into someone without realizing it and didn't try and force anything because I wasn't expecting anything. We got engaged last month. So I cannot stress enough to just stop trying to dive straight into a romantic relationship with someone because it's what you think you want. Get to know the person first. Let things flow naturally, and if it is going to go anywhere, it will. I live for such stories. It gives me hope that maybe I'll also find someone someday. I don't wanna rush into it though. Someday is fine. They always say that actions speak louder than words. This is mostly true, but sometimes you meet that person where actions and words line up. Then they don't. Then they do, where actions show you that they like / want you, but their words say otherwise, or the other way around. Some people are just so unpredictable. Don't waste your time with that. Yup, mixed signals are always a no. The best advice I've heard lately is, do yourself a favor and take mixed signals as a no, then move on. I wish someone told me this 6 years ago. Could have saved me a lot of time and heartbreak. But it is hard to follow this maxim when the other person is exactly your type. God knows. Edit. If I could offer constructive criticism, I would reword your point #3 this way to drive home the point that one should not waste too much time on an attractive but indecisive person. If someone is taking 2 days to respond to your texts, you need to move on. Nobody is so busy not to check their phones for 2 days. Yes, even if they eventually respond, it's not worth continuing to try to connect with someone who isn't matching your effort. Don't get caught up in that message that finally came 4 days later. You're so far down their message list that they forgot you were talking. 1. People can only see you and treat you from their own perspective. 2. Have no expectations and you will have more good experiences. 3. You can't count on somebody else to make you happy. 4. First get to know somebody as a fellow human, and then as a potential partner. 5. There are some people that you just can't click with no matter what, and you just gotta let it go. 6. Don't change your personality for the sole purpose of others liking and accepting you. 6. /T/U 2060 Don't change your personality for the sole purpose of others liking and accepting you. I wish I had this advice when I was 20. Be yourself. I mean, don't be a dick. Don't be selfish. Make compromises. That is what relationships require. But do not pretend to be somebody else, or do not attempt to transform yourself into a person that the other side prefers. Sometimes it is hard to tell what is a compromise and what is a personality change. Another saying I have is beware of the relationships that come on like fireworks. It's the firework vs fireplace analogy. Fireworks are exciting, beautiful, loud, and exhilarating, but they come and go fast, and you just might get burnt. I'm now personally looking for my fireplace. Harder to start, and if I feed it lots of love, it will keep me warm for a long time. It's beautiful. 3. 6. Remember that the person who cares most about you is you. So care yourself, please. Yes. I would add that if someone starts going cold, don't try to go back to where it was. It's usually too late at that point. Edit. Thanks for the silver and unreddit person. Preach. Always assume they are talking to multiple people. This is definitely the one that has been the hardest to accept. Since I only talk to one person, I'm a woman who is painfully monogamous. I assume the other will do that too, and end up heartbroken. I only have enough energy for one person at a time, so that one person becomes my main focus, but I'm usually not this, unfortunately. I feel you, and it's definitely a little painful to not receive the same treatment we are giving to someone. Even though I had an idea of being interested in someone and making time for them already, this week was definitely mailed it in for me. First girl I asked said she was busy this weekend, not providing an alternate day. I said cool, whenever you're next free let me know. Then said the next 2 weekends she was busy again, not providing another day. Second girl I asked said she was busy the next few weekends. I said the same thing. Cool, when you're next free let me know. She offered Friday if she's able to move her plans with her friend, otherwise it'd be during the week. I just said once you know what's up with Friday then we can sort something, and here we are. Got myself a date this Friday because she's actually interested to meet. Watch her cancel last minute. Now you know. 6. Unabashedly be yourself, but understand that your dating life is a balance between empathy and self-care. 7. Be present in the moment. A date is where you should have fun. Meeting/talking/chatting with somebody new is a discovery. Inquisitiveness to understand more of what they like, what drives them to do what they do, what is their story. If the other person is not equally present in this, it is not worth it. 8. It's about managing and actioning on your emotions. Feeling horny? Go to a sex worker/create a Tinder profile and be clear you want a one night stand. Get a flesh toy sex doll if you have the money. Just be clear to not do this all the time, but as a failsafe not getting companionship, get a dog/cat or a snake if it makes you less lonely. Hell, get a waifu pillow and cuddle that. No one needs to know. Do what you need to do. 9. Never stop trying. Take a break. Focus on yourself, do what it takes. Get help if you need it, but never stop trying. Also, don't think there is only one person for you, or chase after someone you think is a soulmate. They are not. There are many people that you can be compatible with. Different people bring out different sides of your personality, bring different experiences, etc. Don't get stuck on the one and think you can't live without them. You can. And you can be just as happy if not happier. The red flags you choose to ignore at the beginning will be the reason you break up in the end. Write the red/green flags down in a note app. Yes, this exactly. My ex had a temper that would get set off at the smallest things. In the beginning it was rare, so I thought it was cute. Like someone would shoot too loudly and they'd get genuinely upset. As time went on I began being on the receiving end of more and more of their anger, with more frequency too. It was not a fun time, lol. Oh, misophonia is a real thing. I have it. Although it might be even worse to live with someone who has it, lol. No, yeah, that's what she had. Misophonia is real, no doubt. but she eventually began using it as an excuse to give me the silent treatment, or stonewall me for chewing, or breathing too loudly. And it wasn't only misophonia triggered. She would get mad at me for saying the wrong things, or talking to certain people, or dressing a certain way, more control oriented, I guess. Didn't mean to slander misophonia though. #1 is big time. Know your worth. 1 text in 2 days? Don't waste your time. Lol, dating is like warfare. You need to know your own army so well. Even a great shark isn't powerful on land. Play to your strengths. Audit your army. Continually study your strengths, your weaknesses, and where people might attack. You need to know your hell no's, and what you can put up with, and what you are looking for. Cut off people that waste your time or cross you. Then of course study the enemy. That's a whole different story. I love you baby. Love ya though. That was my last one lol. No. One is one I find most people are in denial of. Using the "oh they're just busy" excuse. If someone likes you, they will make time for you. JS. Exactly. If you treat a date like you're just meeting a new friend to do something interesting as opposed to a potential romantic partner / precursor to sex, you will both have such a better time. The best piece of dating advice I've ever received: it's your responsibility to become attractive to the type of person you're attracted to. This one is too far down. Upvoted. 9. Someone else can only meet you as deeply as they have met themselves. This is a really interesting perspective, and I fully agree. These are all true, but I think instead of trying to teach people to learn these signs, we should teach people not to lead others on. People wouldn't have to learn these hard lessons if people would be honest and say they are not interested instead of giving mixed feedback or making up lies. Many people want the fun, warm fuzzies and benefits of being in a relationship, i.e., consistent sex with some without they trust, snuggles, someone to talk to when they are lonely, but don't want the commitment of a relationship, but won't tell you that. They often may not even fully realize that's what they are doing. Through my 20s I've both done this to others and had it done to me. It's okay to have that type of relationship if the intention is verbalized and mutually agreed upon. But it often is not, and can be hard on the other party. Some big ones that come to mind. A lot of people mistake what they are ready for with what they are longing for. People are astoundingly bad at predicting who will be and won't be a good match for them. Before meeting in person, it's hard to break up with someone who is a bad fit, but it is exceptionally more difficult to break up with someone who is good but not great.